going to do is we're going to talk about some of the strengths that you've brought to the workplace. I'll identify a few that your supervisor has shared with me, and then I want you to identify some of the strengths that you know that you bring to the table while you're at Anderson. Next, we'll talk about some areas for growth, so areas that you can identify that you might need to practice more often or think about more actively while you're on the job, and I can help you generate some of those ideas. And then finally, we're going to generate 3 different worksite goals for the upcoming winter and spring sessions that we can work towards together. Yeah. Okay? And I want to stress that when we create goals, it's a partnership both between the student and the worksite. So as the person guiding you through this goals exercise, we're going to work on this together. All right, so if at any point something doesn't make sense or you need some clarification, just feel free to ask. I want this to be a conversation more than just answering yes, no, maybe. Cool?
Cool.
All right, awesome. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So thinking about the things that you are doing at work, what are some of the strengths that you bring to the table?
Some strengths are, I think, I'm really good at communicating with my supervisor or else teachers, but not also them, also like the students. For example, if a student doesn't know English and the teacher's talking to them, I'll usually translate them in Spanish.
Awesome. What a great skill. That's fantastic. What are some other strengths that you bring to Anderson?
Asking questions when I need answers.
That's awesome. Can you give me a couple of examples of what some of those questions might be?
It would be like if a teacher or my supervisor tells me to do sorting or filing on whatever they want, and if I usually don't get it or how they want it to be organized, I would ask them like, how would you want me to file them or organize them?
To follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about one more thing that you bring to the table while you're at Anderson? Something special about yourself? Something you're really proud of?
Something I'm really proud of might be, sometimes I'll like when it's quiet in the room, I just talk to them and try to make them smile, or so it can be awkward or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good at building relationships and helping people feel comfortable? That's awesome. That's something that I notice here at school. You always are working to include your classmates, and you have just an awesome smile that makes other people happy. And I'm sure you do that at work too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. So some of the strengths that we talked about, communication. So communicating with your supervisor and other teachers, helping teachers with projects for students and organization. That all has to do with really positive communication to help make the workflow go well. You ask good questions and you help translate for students who have trouble with English words. And you ask follow-up questions to make sure that you understand what your supervisor and what your students that you're working for are asking or talking about. And then the last strength that we've talked about is that you are really, really strong at relationship building and you bring a really great personality to your team. Those are awesome. As you know, when you're at a job, there's always opportunities to learn and to grow. And I want to talk about some areas that you'd like to grow into, or some areas that you've identified at your job that maybe you need to really practice or to apply some really, really, really hard work to make sure that you are meeting your supervisor's expectations. So what are some of those things that you'd like to work to be better at?
Probably one of them would be when I get to my job, I would want to not wait until my supervisor tells me what to do, but to go up to her and ask her what has to what needs to be done.
Cool. What's the word that we use in corporate work study? It starts with an I. Taking initiative? Taking initiative, yeah. It's kind of like a funny word to say, but taking initiative. So that means exactly what you're saying. You're the one that steps up to the plate to ask your supervisor what you need to do instead of your supervisor approaching you first. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Taking initiative. Cool, how about another one? Another area for growth.
I think it would be
Another way to think about growth, Melody, is something that you've seen other people do that you'd like to strive to be good at, or an area that you are curious about and you'd like to learn a little bit more about. Are there things like that at your job?
I think I would like to learn more about I guess being more professional.
Give me some examples of what that might look like.
Like sometimes, what I've seen is when I go somewhere, someone come up to you and I don't know, it's the way how they talk and or how appropriate words, professional words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could work on building your vocabulary, your professional vocabulary.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. I'm gonna work on my spelling. Appropriate professional language. Cool. It'd be fun to set a goal around that. We'll do that in a little bit. How about one more? Maybe think about. You said communication was one of your strengths. What are two different categories of communication? There's the talking type of communication, and then there's the other kind. What's that one?
The verbal communication.
The nonverbal communication. And what is nonverbal communication? What's an example of nonverbal?
Nonverbal is having a back and forth conversation.
That one's the verbal one, right? Because the verbal is stuff that we say, and nonverbal is stuff that we do, right? So it's our bodies, right? So what do our bodies say? Let's make a goal or an area for growth, kind of in conjunction with this professional language. So the verbal language that we choose to use in the verbal communication. Let's make an area for growth, like the nonverbal communication too. So what can you do with your body to show that you're professional?
Probably, because when I see sometimes teaming, when my supervisor tells us what to do, sometimes some of my partners just be like, oh, why me? Or they won't say that, but they won't be like.
But you see it?
Yeah,
okay. And they're nonverbals?
Yeah. So probably something that we could all work as a team is trying to be positive or show our supervisor that we're interested in wanting to do what she tells us to do.
Cool. So showing positivity with our bodies.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So areas for growth that we talked about, taking initiative, demonstrating really professional, appropriate verbal communication, and then demonstrating really professional nonverbal communication in a really positive way. Cool. So we've got some areas for growth. Let's identify some really specific goals that we can make for the winter-spring semester to help us grow into these areas of growth. Okay? So this first one, taking initiative. What's let's come up with a sentence that you could use with your supervisor to demonstrate your initiative.
I could try to be sort of speedy or beat my supervisor before she tells me what to do.
So jump right to the task?
Yeah.
What's a sentence that you could use, besides using your body to be hey, I'm ready? What's a sentence that you could use that would be a professional demonstration that you're ready to take initiative?
You could say, oh, hey, I'm ready to do what you need, right? And then, say, what would you want me to do?
Great. Feel like you can do that?
Yeah.
Awesome. I believe you can. How about the second area for growth we identified is professional verbal language. What could we do together? What could you do at your job? Or what's a way that you can make sure that you're using really professional language? It's a goal we could make. Or another way of thinking about it, who are a couple of resources in the building here at Cristo, right? Or in your building at Anderson that could help you build your professional vocabulary? Or some people.
Some people in Cristo that I know would be Miss Caldwell, Miss Donovan, Mr. Orley.
cool. So they, Ms. Coble, Mr. Orlet, Ms. Donovan here at school can help you focus on using really professional words, like giving you synonyms, which are words that mean the same thing as another word. So if you said, "Oh, Ms. Coble, that's really cool," I might say, "Oh, wow, Melody, instead of using the word cool, a more professional word to use would be, wow, Ms. Coble, that is really something special." Or, that's not a great example. Maybe my work set goal should be coming up with more professional language. "Hey, Ms. Coble, that item that you talked about is really spectacular." Like just changing some of your words to sound more professional and really engaging your education is a great way, and it's a great goal. So I can work on that with you, and I'll make sure Ms. Donovan and Mr. Orlet work on it with you as well. And then I want you to work with Ms. Bradley to say the same thing. "Hey, Ms. Bradley, what's another way of saying cool?" Or "What's another way of saying that sounds more professional?" Feel doable?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then this, what's a goal we can make around being positive with our body language? What are some simple, really like basic things you can do with your face, with your arms, or with your legs to show me professionalism?
Well, because we usually sit down like in the table, like in the round table like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just like wait until she comes. So probably like when she tells us to go to this class or do something, we could just like try to stand up straight and like smile and like tell her that we will like be right on it.
How do you feel about these goals?
I feel good, yeah.
You feel good? Do you feel like they're goals that are simple enough but also complex enough that they'll help you increase your professionalism and your overall job performance for the rest of the school year?
I feel like the one or using professional words,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would help me like when I grow older, because like I feel like most jobs you have to have a professional communication like with others,
Mm-hmm.
and like that would be really good for me to practice now.
Awesome. Cool. I'd be happy to help you. Cool. Do you have any goals for me for the rest of the school year that you'd like to talk about?
Probably like, well, sometimes like I struggle like when like teachers say big words and like sometimes I won't understand it.
Mhm.
So like it would be easier for me to like for you to step it down a little bit, or
Sure.
like or something that would help me understand it more.
Yeah, sure. So bringing language down to help you understand the professional words.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can do that. That's a great goal for me. I'm into it.
All right.
Cool. Thanks for doing this with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.